Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television. The show is Matsanga Africa Perspective. Matsanga Africa Perspective wishes to bring this show from Europe this morning, and across the continent of Africa. Wherever you are waking up to very different news. We have just been handling the ICC. We shall be crossing over from ICC to Abuja in Nigeria, where Nigeria's opposition leaders are supposed to be seen brought to court. This actually Biafra supposed to be brought to court in the next 1 hour or so. But we wanted to take a preview of what has taken place in Nigeria. Is Nigeria on autopilot? That is the question today. Is there a president in Nigeria? It looks like the country has gone to autopilot. Bandits abduct people. Boko Haram its people. Soldiers maim, kill, rape children in southeastern Nigeria. The economy, people are crying. The conditions of living in Nigeria are worse than the conditions of living in Kampuchea. If you remember Kampuchea, Cambodia, in Kampuchea, the gentleman there made people even eat their own feces and their own soil, sorry to use that. But that was what the Cameroon regime tortured the people. People in Nigeria sleep on water. Today is what we are going to look at the facts. What's going on in Nigeria, in the bigger Nigeria? Many Nigerians are very, very annoyed. They don't want to talk about it. They call it the zoo. Has Nigeria become a zoo or one of the biggest population on the continent of Africa? With reserves of oil, the third OPEC producing oil country in the world. What has happened to Nigeria? We expected Nigeria to be an example of Africa. Is Africa an example of Nigeria? With me on the panel, we have none other than Miriam Ogutu, our senior anchor and co-host of this show. He will ask candidate, I will be discuss these issues this morning. And we have also Daniel Wesonga, our investigative journalist. Good morning, Miriam.
A very good morning to you, and also good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our viewers across the globe.
Those watching out south under, we have Daniel Wesonga Sean, an investigative journalist who must find out what is going on with the autopilot. What is autopilot? A plane without a pilot, it is put in out engine, it goes where it goes. Is Nigeria sinking? The other time we talked of sinking. Now it is autopilot.
Good morning, Dr. Matsanga David. Good morning, Miriam Mogutu, my colleague, and viewers here in Kenya, Africa, and the rest of the world. And of course, Nigeria has been on autopilot for the longest time, owing to the fact that literally, majority of Nigerians believe that the man who is at the helm of the power, number one, is they either not the real man they elected into office, and number two, even if he's the man who they elected into office, the man has not been present to be able to steer Nigerian leadership into the right direction. And the people of Nigeria feel neglected and abandoned by their own government. They do not see any kind of development that the government of President Muhammadu Buhari has brought into that particular country. And therefore, I agree with the topic of today that perhaps Nigeria could be on the autopilot mode.
Thank you very much, viewers across Nigeria, those watching us from the Biafrans watching us across the world. We have not given up on you. We shall still make noise and talk and talk. I'm talking right now from The Hague, where actually Buhari should be answering charges of killing people, masterminding the abductions, watching while Boko Haram is destroying the country in Maiduguri, in southeastern Nigeria. People are dying. People are dying, and we must talk about it. We can't keep quiet. Otherwise, Africa will never be the same. The people who used to talk for us are gone. Today is a great day for me. As I sit here in The Hague, trying to see what we can see, what Africa can bring. My people of Nigeria, a population of 220 million people, don't have food. They are killed. They are defiled, raped, abducted, slaughtered. My people of Nigeria, of Biafra, have suffered the torment of a regime that does not care about what is taking place in the same country. The North does not see the South. The South is prohibited from menacing the North. The Fulani waged a war against the non-Fulanis, against Biafrans, states, fighting states. Democracy space shrunk. Is this the country that Africa wanted to be proud of? Militias roaming with impunity, destroying the entire continent, the entire country in the north. Boko Haram acts like power. Is there someone arming Boko Haram to kill Nigerians? All these are being seen, Miriam, and my viewers, when AU is watching. Is Nigeria on autopilot? Does Nigeria have a president? Or the president is not there? Things are happening in Nigeria that you don't believe. You might think they are happening. I saw a tape of a friend of mine who was talking about when you reach heaven and God says, I'm sentencing you to hell, you tell them I've already been in hell in Nigeria. I've been here in Africa, Miriam. I've already been there. God, please don't send me again. African leaders cheat, eat, take, corruption. Nigeria is a highest example of the most corrupt countries, where you produce fuel, petrol, you produce oil, but there's no oil. There's no petrol at the petrol station. Can you explain to a honorable man like me, who has traveled from a country which does not produce oil? Now it has found oil. A country called Uganda has found oil. A country called Kenya has found oil. That I should walk on foot because there's no petrol in the petrol station. Cars are forming a queue in a country that produces crude oil. What happened to Africa? What is going on? That is what Matsanga Africa Perspective would like to see, to talk about today. But not only that. Today we have a case of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted by Buhari. We have been talking of a mafia state. A mafia state. The ICC, where I am right now in The Hague, in my mobile unit, as you see me, we are investigating a mafia system that corroborated with lawyers to entice, to bribe witnesses. In fact, Buhari should be in the building next year, answering charges against the people of Biafra. Buhari should be brought to trial. Why are we taking long? Today, at 1 o'clock East African, or 1 o'clock East African Standard Time, Nnamdi Kanu will be brought in Abuja. In a few minutes, we shall cross over to Abuja right now. We are waiting for the Abuja correspondent to tell us if he's ready right now to tell us what is the situation around the courts. As you prepare the gentleman in Abuja, our correspondent, let's get some views and the facts from Miriam, or when she's ready. Miriam is in Nigeria on autopilot. Is there a leader in Nigeria, or it is on autopilot? Is there a theory that can justify that Mr. Buhari died a long time ago and we have Mr. Jaburi? Is this nation governed? Where is the AU? Where is the United Nations? Can't you help Nigeria? Can't you help this sinking nation? A nation with poverty, a nation with killings, abduction, dismembering of human beings, torture. Are we on autopilot? Ladies and gentlemen, those watching across the continent, this is Matsanga Africa Perspective, the only program that brings issues, what ails Africa, what kills Africa. And I will not stop talking. Hello? I will not stop talking, my fellow Africans. Hello? I will not stop talking until I go, until my God calls me. I will keep on talking for Africa. I will not stop in war. Africa, if I stop talking, there is nobody to talk for Africa anymore. I will not talk some other things except Africa. African heads of state are piling up in Brussels. Is Nigeria part of them? If Nigeria is part of them, is that guy your head of state? I will not stop talking war. I will talk until Africa, somebody helps me on Africa war. Until I'm helped, I will not stop talking. Nigeria is on autopilot. Miriam, take it away as we wait for our Abuja correspondent who will tell us what is going on in Abuja in preparation for Nnamdi Kanu to appear in court. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu had our last interview 4 months past. Had I known he was in anywhere in Kenya, I would have helped. Next time, Mr. Leader, tell us. Some of us have been in these activities, in rebel activities for more than 37 years. We could have helped. We didn't know. And the Kenya government didn't know. They are shocked. They were shocked equally. Up to today, I don't think President Uhuru talks properly when he sees he runs away from this guy. Because this guy could not be Buhari himself, he's Jabril. So we are talking with some imposter there. It is very regrettable. But that aside, now we want to focus on justice. Is justice served? Why can't we also serve Mr. Buhari justice? We give him his test of medicine in this court here. There is a court across here where a case is going to begin in a few hours of a Kenyan who was indicted for having interpreted with witnesses. We should bring Buhari here. I've told you, the people of Biafra, talk to me. Talk to me. We can file a case to stop Mr. Buhari from flying anywhere. I don't know why you are keeping quiet. Talk to me. The leaders of IPOB, talk to me. I'll do it for pro bono. If you think, because some people in Africa, when you tell them I can do this thing, they say, well, money. They ask, I don't ask for money. I'm a lawyer. I went to read. The knowledge is here. I can write to you a petition for free and file it. And we wait. Do you see Mr. Paul Obiya fly to United Kingdom? I'm asking you Nigerians today. You people of Biafra today, listen to me. I'm talking to you authoritatively. You are the people who are letting us down. You have the resources to be able to file an application in the Old Bailey in London to stop Mr. Buhari from coming there. Hallelujah. Talk to me today. Talk to me. I've become a bishop now. I'm a Gentile preaching to the Jews. But remember my words. We can file. Do you see Mr. Paul Obiya going to London? Talk to me. I have filed an application waiting from the day Mr. Paul Obiya will step at the airport in Heathrow Airport or Stansted or Gatwick. He will end up in a hospital in that place. He will not return. Talk to me. Why are you allowing a man who molests you, beats you up every day, and you allow him to enjoy the fruits of flying to London, that he's going to see his wife and other people, concubines, in London and sleep there? Why? Let's use the intellect. Let's use the tools of analysis. Talk to me. I have condemned and condemned. If you don't want me, I don't care. I've told you, I've condemned the actions, and I cannot condemn the government of Kenya without proof. I condemn the government that has kidnapped the man. And that government is the one with where Mr. Nnamdi is. That government is the one that we should sue. That is the government we should take to international court to tell us where they picked this guy. You cannot condemn a man who has told you he doesn't know. Not every head of state knows where the planes are landing at the airport, where they are taking, which cargo they are taking, whether flowers or chicken or what. Every time chicken passes Jomo Kenyatta Airport, I don't think the president knows how many chicken were taken. So don't go on. That is history. Now we look for the guy who has got this man. How did he get it? Let's file an application. The lawyers are listening to me. Let's not waste the little resources. Let's go to the old Bailey, and go to places where Mr. Buhari goes. Like now, we should have filed an application in the European Court of Justice, General Court of Justice. As Buhari lands in Brussels, there is a warrant served on Buhari. There you are. Talk to me. If you don't, I've been in this game for 37 years. Don't forget, I'm also in exile. And I'm very careful when it comes to a government that does not like you. I'm not autopilot. Nigeria is autopilot. Had I known, I brought your issue for 6 years, you Nigerians, you Biafrans, 6 years without a penny. And I don't demand a penny. I only need people to organize themselves. IPOB, organize yourselves. bring the petition. I will file the petition. I will instruct my international lawyers in London to file an application, like I filed an application against Paul Biya in London. Paul Biya cannot come to United Kingdom anymore. If he comes there, we shall arrest him like a Pinochet. Full stop. Hear me. Today is my day to speak. Let's bring you up to date with facts, Miriam. If you don't speak like that in Africa, I don't think they hear. They like you to do free things. I've done them. 6 years I've been defending the Biafran people. I'm the one who brought the plight of Biafrans outside their own cocoons to the international community. I said there is killings in Amazonia, there is killings in Biafra. Those two countries are interlinked and the killings are taking place. As an African, I cannot sit comfortable when Amazonians have no independence. As an African, I cannot sit comfortable when Biafrans are being killed, women are being raped, children are defiled, torture is taking place. I can't say I call myself an African. I have to work, I have to act, and I've acted. I don't need food from Buhari. Buhari does not feed me. I don't need to come to Nigeria if he doesn't want me to do so. But will he live longer for all that time? Will he? Where is Idi Amin? I started fighting Idi Amin at the age of 17. 17 years I had known how to touch AK-47 to cock it and pack it. In Tanzania, I am here. Where is Idi Amin? He's gone. How many years are those? God has a vision for everybody. Therefore, the threats that the Nigerian government threaten people here, there, that's stupidity. You can threaten people. But for us, we have to say what is happening in the world. You can't have a country of 200 million people, Miriam and Daniel. It does produce nothing but only bad things every time. The newspapers coming from Nigeria are so bad to read. What type of country is this? Take away, Miriam. It seems I've spoken almost everything.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, but you can bring in some other things.
Very well. The latest, maybe just a bit of a background information about this case for those who perhaps might not have the full information. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu's trial will today continue before Justice Binta Nyako at the Federal High Court of Abuja at 1 p.m. Nigerian time. The decision was taken at the last sitting by Justice Nyako against the background of incessant obstruction frequently caused by security personnel. She was quoted as saying, "I want the trial to proceed without obstructions." Kanu's two motions on notice, one questioning the validity of the charges and the other seeking bail, are billed for hearing today. And Kanu is facing 15 counts of terrorism charge filed against him by the federal government. The IPOB leader has since pleaded not guilty to the charges, asking the court to discharge and acquit him without standing trial on the ground that the charges were incurably defective and not worth being defended. He claimed through his defense team that the charges, which he denied upon arraignment, were incompetent, invalid, and has no force of law. And the latest there, let me just get a bit of a former national chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, Chief Victor Ume, has said that President Muhammadu Buhari made a simple case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu too complex for Nigeria. Ume said continued incarceration of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra by the federal government was unjust to the Igbo nation. So that is just one of the key leaders there, and giving his sentiment, saying, whatever is happening to Kanu, that was a very simple case, but the federal government led by President Muhammadu Buhari have blown things out of proportion. So that is what we're getting there from Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Daniel Wesonga, I can see Captain Chikwas. Chikwas has joined us live from Abuja. Good morning in Abuja, Captain.
A very good morning to you, Dr. David Matsanga. It is good morning from here, from the city of Abuja, Nigeria. The time now is 16 minutes to the hour of 10:00 here in Abuja. And today is slated for the commencement of Nnamdi Kanu's trial, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And today, as we have reported earlier, we're going to start or join the last proceeding where the defendants pleaded not guilty, and the defense counsel also applied for bail application in the stead of the defendant Nnamdi Kanu. However, today the court proceedings would commence at 13:00 hours GMT +1. That is Nigerian time. But we are here. We have to sign in order to let our viewers, in order to let our listeners know that we are still on the grounds until that very time, Doctor.
Yes, thank you very much. Don't go away. Today I've raised very cardinal issues. One of the issues I've raised, and let all Biafrans hear me. We can file an application in the Old Bailey, in the Constitutional Court of the Old Bailey in London, stating our facts. And I will read the mission. I will read the filing. I have told you, I don't care who it is. I just want information. Put it down in bundles, bundle them nicely. I beg you, we shall stop Buhari from flying to United Kingdom. I have stopped Paul Biya from going to Britain. I did it for Amazonians. I did not do it for money. My brothers, we must make a move. Africa needs a move. We must file constitutionally that we have a problem. A country is on autopilot. People are being murdered. People are being slaughtered. People are being raped. Our women have no place in Nigeria. We shall have no girls in Nigeria. Boko Haram is taking one piece. The bandits are taking other pieces. The kidnappers are taking other pieces. What a country. What type of country is this? We must make a move. And I want to tell you, my brother Captain, thank you very much, in Abuja. As I speak now from The Hague, I am in The Hague. Mr. Buhari should be facing here. Should be inside here. IPOB leaders, listen to me and watch this tape. Take it to them. We need to work together and bring. I don't need to see your faces. I need documents. And I need documents. That's all. I call upon my lawyer in Onitsha. My good lawyer friend, I won't say the name. You have been giving me a lot of material in Onitsha. Wake up now, bring more. I'm piling up myself. Because you be a friend yourself, you are quiet. I call upon you, my lawyer, good friend in Onitsha. Continue piling that information to me, brother. I will give a real touch. I'm not commercial. Maybe God left me to be here for Africa. The rest of my Pan-Africans are dead. But at my age of 67, I want to struggle more. I want to push more. AU is dead, captured. AU is nowhere, anywhere. It's gone. If Kwame Nkrumah, Sekuture, Babata Fabalewa, if they woke up in the morning and saw what is going on in AU, they roll twice in their graves. Africa needs people to talk about the problems. Some of the countries are rotten. Nigeria is one of them. It is rotten. And the president goes on calling himself His Excellency President General Muhammad Buhari. Oh my God, Buhari. Buhari. General Buhari. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is gone. General Buhari's behavior is well known. He kidnaps people. Can you blame Britain? Britain, he went to Britain and kidnapped Umar Diko. Umar Diko. And put him in a box. So you people who are blaming Uhuru Kenyatta, blaming Kenya. Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta sleeps in his house, but he doesn't know what type of vegetables we export. What type of chicken goes out of the country? How? Don't blame people. Just let's take actions. Because if we blame the Britain where Umar Diko was, which has got an intelligence system that can see what you are eating in your house, where a man came and abducted another one, put him in a coffin. A coffin is made for, special coffin is made. I want you people who reason and always harass. That guy is known. That's why he cannot tell us where he got, how he got it. Because if he says so, the Kenya government will sue him. Have you seen the problem where it is? I've gone deeper to find out more about this. They will sue him and they will seek very serious sanctions on him. So he can't say where he got this person. He's confused. And that's why you see in their bail applications, in their bail ruling, they are going to be, you know, that is what we should now avoid and run to somewhere else. Let's bring, Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. Let's go and ask the court in Old Bailey how a British citizen can be in a jail after being rendated. I'll win this case and you'll give me more and more and more and more and more years to live. How a British citizen can be rendated to do rendition on a British citizen with a British passport. You rendate him and you don't explain why you have rendated the British citizen. No, I think there's something wrong, which I must find out more. Therefore today, Captain, thank you. Continue talking to us now. The floor is yours. Tell us more. Before I bring in Daniel. Captain Ekwasi. That's the way I'm thinking now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. You have just pointed out a few things here concerning the current regime. I keep saying regime all the time because this is a regime, not even a democratic administration in quote, you see. And the presidential question was who committed this very accusation that is being leveled against Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB. Muhammadu Buhari committed treasonable felony additionally in 1983, where he murdered Aguiyi-Ironsi. Muhammadu Buhari also, in the same fate of Nnamdi Kanu, renditioned Umaru Diko in 1984. So, you know, considering all of this, there is no justification whatsoever for the same person who is guilty of all of these same crimes, you know, pose as a judge or pose as someone that would try somebody he is accusing without any evidence, not even a prima facie evidence. So it is ludicrous and ridiculous at the same time. So when you hear that Muhammadu Buhari is trying democratically someone, political activists in the past and at this moment, those that he thinks or he accused wrongly of felony, he is the one, he is the champion of that same, what do they call it? That same felony, that same treason, you know. In the case of Umaru Dikko in 1984, Umaru Dikko was just a resident of the United Kingdoms, and British government, they intervened, being Umaru Dikko being a resident there, and because of that, he was not further, he didn't further face the punishment, the supposed punishment he would have met by Buhari. Now, we are also looking at the same angle here in the case of Nnamdi. You know, Nnamdi Kanu here is not only a resident, he is a citizen with a British passport. Now, what is the British government saying about this? The code show that the British government is lending here depicts a lot, because I cannot be surprised politics is playing out here. You know, interchanging of something is going behind the scenes, because I cannot see the reason why the same move they made during the time of Umaru Dikko, and this time around, Nnamdi Kanu being their citizen, nothing is being talked about, nothing is being issued, not even a press release, you know. So I am here to say we Africans, we have a lot of work to do to make sure not to depend on anybody, even the so-called AU, the so-called UN, the so-called international community. You know, Amnesty International report of 2016, the damning reports of bullets raining down as if it were a heavy rain. You know, what has happened so far ever since? Nothing. That is to tell you the claims of that very body, UN, it is just political, you know. So we have everything on our hands. We have everything to, every avenue to channel our powers, our synergy, to make sure we liberate ourselves from these shackles of slavery, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want this opportunity so that all of you Biafrans here, you know why the British government might not be acting the way you have said, you have raised it. You know what? They believe there is one thing. I've lived in Britain for 37 years and I still live there. The British official will be shocked when he sees a court order, a court letter. If the court order, if a letter comes from Greenwich Magistrate Court, the British national will open it faster. Are you there, Captain? Are you hearing me?
Of course, I am here. I am here.
Look at what I'm telling you. Let me give you. You know, you raised a very good point here. That's
yes.
Why is Britain playing? It is because we have not gone the other route. Let's go the route I'm talking about. Let's file our applications. Let's put our papers in the old baby. Let the government of Britain be served with documents. And believe me or not, you will see an embassy officer directed to be there every day. Where are the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu? What are they doing? Let's serve the British government. The British national is in a jail somewhere. And put the papers in black and white. Let us go to the House of Commons. I will help you to go to the House of Commons if people fear the MPs. I don't fear the MPs. I've been to the House of Commons many times to fight for multipartyism in Uganda. It returned to fight for peace in Uganda. It will be done. Let's go there. Let's file our documents and tell them, here we are, we have a case. Somebody was stolen, rendition. Rendition is a very serious crime. Let's put our papers in place and serve them to the right. Foreign Commonwealth Office, Legal Department, serve them, British Prime Minister, Legal Department, serve the British Foreign and the Commonwealth Committee of Common and the Security Committee, serve them a copy. That's what we do. Don't look at money only. Let's look at what we can do to bring this attention so that tomorrow the court in Nigeria gives Nnamdi Kanu bail. So that the court in Nigeria explains and says, we have dropped our charges, because pressure will be coming from all angles of legal departments. Thank you. I don't know whether I'm coming out clearly, but I think I am.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. That is what I'm trying to say. That we must start another way to not fighting violently, fighting through the judicial system of the United Kingdom, of the European Union, where Mr. Buhari keeps on wearing his kanzu, that we call in East Africa, we call it longo kanzu, that longo finger, and it walks around Africa. The one at home is killing people. We must stop him. And the only way to stop him is to go through the judicial means. That one day when he's flying into Brussels, he doesn't come back. He goes to the jail in Brussels waiting for the court to give him permission to go back. Pinochet was a great friend of Margaret Thatcher. Are you hearing me, dear friends? Pinochet was a great friend of Margaret Thatcher. What happened to General Pinochet? What happened to General Pinochet? He stayed in London for almost 3 years as he was battling the case of killing people in Chile. We can make Buhari stay in London for as long as God wants him to stay, while he's battling the cases of killing people in the Commonwealth. We have the Commonwealth. We have all the institutions. We have not filed documents legally there. I think today, that was my message, Captain. Daniel.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matsanga David. And of course, the situation, the prosecution, the dramatic arrest, abduction, and the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria actually shows the kind of rot and the kind of impunity that has always been perpetuated against the citizens of Nigeria. First of all, it was through the SARS, the rogue police unit that was actually killing young Nigerians, branding them as extortionists and Yahoo boys, without total regard to where these young people, or to what these young people are doing, neither to maybe just finding out their profile to see whether they are criminals or not. And therefore, this purge on Nigerians, and especially the people of Biafra, has gone on for a long time unabated, and the world has been watching this impunity take over for years, from one regime to the next, without saying a word. It is a bit unfortunate that even today, the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has sunk down further by abducting a man who has been standing for the rights and and the agenda of the people of Biafra and charging him with terrorism, whereas we have people in the northern side of Nigeria who are being killed and butchered by terrorists and bandits on a daily basis, and the government is doing nothing about it. He promised that he will eliminate Boko Haram in his 100 days in office, something that has remained to be a mirage for the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. And I believe even as he leaves office, the people of Nigeria are not going to miss President Muhammadu Buhari. They will remember him for the atrocity that he has committed against the people of Biafra. They will remember him for the killings and the innocent murders of Nigerian young people. They will remember him plundering the economy through his Fulani tribesmen and proxies who government. They'll remember Buhari for neglecting the economy of Nigeria and leaving the infrastructure to go to dilapidation as he goes out of the country to spend much of his time in Europe and other parts of the world seeking medication. Therefore, these are people who have been abandoned by their country. These are people who have been deserted by their own leaders, despite being the most populous country in Africa, despite being the country with the world's most purest oil. Nigeria is still on a sickbed since its Independence Day, and it has never been able to actually reap from the benefits of having independence, from the benefits of having oil and all the other resources that are within its borders. And this is because the regimes in Nigeria have been robbing the citizens of Nigeria of these resources. They have been robbing it of their democracy, and they have been robbing them of their rights to be able to elect even leaders of their choice who can be able to take the economy of Nigeria up. And it has never sunk any lower, Dr. Matsanga, like it is today, because the president they have in Nigeria right now, Muhammadu Buhari, is an absentee president. He is a president who the Nigerian people do not have confidence in, because majority of them believe he's a man from Sudan. He's not the president they elected some few years ago. And therefore, this is an imposter who is using his power and raw dictatorship to actually mutilate and be able to discriminate and kill and butcher the people of Nigeria, majority of whom come from the Biafran side. And therefore, even today, as we have the hearing today, I believe this is an illegal hearing in a kangaroo court case, in a kangaroo case that is actually being put on the head of Nnamdi Kanu and other people who have been fighting for the freedom and the sovereignty of the people of Igbo. Remember, the sovereignty for the people to decide their own future is actually in the UN Charter, and therefore the people of Biafra are entitled to. We had a lot of discussions around the referendum that was supposed to be handed over to the people of Biafra. The successive regimes in Nigeria have not allowed the people of Biafra to decide their own fate. We've seen so many countries, including in Asia, where they have been granted to be able to determine their own future through a referendum. Why not Nigeria? Why is Buhari torturing the people of Biafra? Why has he eliminated the people from Biafra and Yoruba from the government and replaced them with his Fulani herdsmen? Why is he running a bandit economy where money is being looted and being stashed in foreign overseas accounts as the Nigerians, the Nigerian people wallow in poverty? I believe, Dr. Matsanga, today the people of Biafra need to come out in large number and show solidarity for Nnamdi Kanu, and they should know that the evil that are being perpetuated by President Muhammadu Buhari and his cronies will not last forever. One day in time, I believe President Muhammadu Buhari will be brought before the court of justice, and all these atrocities they are committing together with the generals in the army and police and the judiciary will be brought to book, and Nigerians will have their justice served, Dr. Matsanga. I submit.
Miriam, thank you very much. Ekwasi, do you have any point before I come to Miriam for summary? We want to switch, then we can come back when the case has started. Is that okay? Captain Chikwasi?
Yes, please. I can hear you, Doctor. Go ahead.
Can you show us how things are building. Are you able to show us Abuja now? The town, how the court? Are you near the court?
We have yet to grace the court premises. When we do that, we shall let you know.
Okay, thank you very much. We shall now, viewers across the world, we now need to switch on to another program this morning. And we want to come back, and we want, before we switch on to that program, we want to go to the Hague. Again, come back to me, where I am. Miriam, isn't it? It is on. Is it? It has started. More witnesses, more names. I think they have reached 103. I was watching here a bit. They have reached another 100 times mentioning the same name. Can we do that, Miriam? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that is important, especially for Kenyans here. So yeah, we should give that priority.
Okay, thank you very much. The show for 12 o'clock is shifted up to the tomorrow morning, when we shall have Caroline and David and Miriam and.
Doc, before we end, maybe a question to our guest there, Chikwas. Yesterday I was watching another blogger. It's quite, has a huge following on YouTube, and I think she lives in the United States, and she had visited Nigeria, during December, the holiday season there. And so they're trying to explain Biafra from their own understanding and from the information they're sharing, and perhaps our guest there would correct me if he, the information is not correct, is that in the southwest part, which is the Biafran part, people there have built, you can see very huge homes, mansions, and all that. And that is because, and the people from that area are quite frequent, their villages during certain time of the year compared to other perhaps tribes in Nigeria. And that is because that stems from the Biafran War, because during the Biafran War, after the Biafran War, everybody that was coming from that part of Nigeria, all the things in the major cities like Lagos and others were confiscated. So they were forced to go back to their rural homes with nothing. So from that, they learned to develop their own areas. And of course, we know perhaps the government that have come in the years have not been very supportive of that region because of that history. But what struck me from the conversation they were having is that the Biafran War is not taught anywhere in the history books of Nigeria. It's like today here, or a case in Rwanda where the government will decide, the genocide was so bad, so we're just not going to teach it in the Rwandan curriculum. That will be a great disservice, because even us as a country, every time we see, we are going towards a bad road, we are able to reflect back on what, the genocide happened and what that meant, and how that changed, the country of Rwanda. So if we erase these important events in the history of a country like the Biafran War that claimed so many lives, it is not taught in the history books in schools in Nigeria. So I don't know if that is true, Chikwas. Maybe you could confirm that for me. And if that is true, then clearly, no wonder Nigeria hasn't learned anything from its history.
I think Chikwas was traveling, reaching there.
His last, yeah.
But we shall come back to him later on in the afternoon and ask him when the court opens. And the question you have raised is very important, because there are a few books that I have seen about Biafra, the Biafran War, but I think the government successfully that took over power. Miriam, to answer you. Yeah, Miriam, to answer you, the government in The Hague became funny. You get my point? Not in The Hague, the government that took over after the Biafran War, they became Gowan repressed everybody. Another general came, repressed everybody. So these guys were not able to read history. In Rwanda, it was one man who is still there. So he wrote his history and told people, we are not going to learn from this experience. And that is why the reason you don't see many books and you don't see any history taught about Biafran War. Chikwas, you have come back. but the signal for the Hague is ready. Let's come back. Chikwas, watch with us the Hague, the trial of at the Hague, where I am right now. Then we shall come back. We shall be switching between you and us, Hague and Abuja. Thank you very much.
That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you very much. Let's come back here in Hague, the weather things seem to be starting. Woo! Any big dam was falling today. I don't know. Thank you very much, Stephen. Let's bring it on.
Appeared and gave statements to the officers of this court at different times. But personally, I know is that I have given the statements to the officers of this court on several occasions.
All right, thank you. And it seems that we have the list from yesterday of all the documents that you were shown. You ticked them off during the 6-day session that you were with the prosecution, which we'll get to. It seems that you have generated approximately 734 pages of evidence. Would that be about right, the amount of pages that you've reviewed over the period of 6 days plus since you've been here?
I repeat, my honor, I have not done the calculation of number of pages that I have given as evidence, but I am aware I have given sufficient evidence to this court, both in both cases. Case against Mr. Ruto and Son, and also to this current case.
Thank you. In our calculation, it shows 139 documents were shown to you between 7 February and 12 February during this so-called proofing session. Is that correct?
I confirm I have done the sessions and offered the paper that was here yesterday, that I gave my tips, and I have no objection to have done the exercise that I did last week.
Okay. You call it an exercise. Can you explain how that exercise went?
My honor, I was given the documents that have been accepted in this court as exhibits, and I went through them, read And after finishing every document, I had to put a tick to ensure, to confirm that I have looked at it and I have read it.
Now, this wasn't the first time that you were proofed in this case. There was an earlier session when you were proofed. Do you recall that? If you don't, I'll refresh your memory.
Please, you may remind me.
Okay. Well, it was this summertime when they flew you in here, and they spent three days discussing your evidence. Do you recall that?
What do you mean, summertime?
Well, July 12, 13, 14.
Yes, Your Honor. I was brought here and I looked and asked questions concerning the statements that I had given to the court officer.
And that was 2021, to make sure that we have it on the record.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Stephen,
And by my calculation, they
Stephen,
spoke to you. It was necessary for the prosecution to bring you here before the charges were confirmed in this case, so they could iron out your answers concerning that particular event.
My Honor, it is my duty and was my duty to accept the call of this court whenever they ask me to appear. The protocol of when, how, and who should do that is not under my powers. I would like to add that what I understand is that this court have
hello,
efficient officers,
hey,
qualified, proven that they can do their work as required by law, and therefore I want to make it clear that the intentions of the officers who brought me at that time was to ensure that they bring to this court evidences that they have looked into and that I have also provided, that I agree also to have provided, to the better of my knowledge, that they are the true evidences. And therefore, as a witness, I cannot get into how the ICC offers their services or does its work, because I believe and trust to the officers that are working under this court.
Mr. Witness, I'm not suggesting that you call them up. They called you. That's what I'm trying to verify, that whether during that 3-day period they were going over an incident that occurred back on the 20th of July 2013, which Mr. Steinberg had said in the proofing session in the Ruto and Sang case, well, that he understood the reasons why you failed to mention that before. I just want that verification that 3 hours were spent covering that particular issue during that prepping session, that proofing session, because that's what it was. It was a proofing session. It wasn't an interview. That's what I'm suggesting.
Is there a question there, Your Honor?
Yes, there is.
It sounded very much like argument from the bar to me, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Witness, answer the question, please.
My Honor, to the best of my knowledge, the counsel is not asking me any question. He's trying to suggest how the ICC is supposed to work instead of asking me sufficient questions. I beg your protection, Madam President, that I am not brought into arguments on how ICC should work. Instead, I am guided on what I have taken oath to do concerning this case. I am ready to solemnly say the truth to the best of my knowledge concerning the issues that I have called to do on my desk as a witness.
Yeah, Mr. Witness, be assured that you are protected by the court. Be calm. Do not feel intimidated. I'm sure you are not. The defense counsel, Mr. Canavas, is barely doing his job. His questions are clear, I think. He's reminding you about a meeting of 2013 on the 20th of July. And what he wants to know is whether or not when you were called last summer, when you came here for those 3 days, 3 hours was spent with you by the prosecutors or investigators asking you as to whether or not, or for you to tell what happened during the meeting or whatever happened on the 20th of July, 2013 that you know about. That is basically his question. Am I correct, Mr. Canavas?
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better, Your Honor.
I confirm I discussed that matter. I don't remember, or did I do any calculation of time, dear counsel?
All right. Well, since you confirm it, we'll move on and we'll get to that at another point where I was suggesting that it was a proofing session. So let me move on to your CV. And here we may need to go into private session, Your Honor, so we don't identify anything that might reveal who this person
Madam Court
is.
Officer, can we go into private session, please?
for the offense set out in Article 71C of the statute with respect to P0247 by small Roman 1, promising him at least 2 million Kenya shillings, small Roman 2, intimidating and threatening him multiple times, including at gunpoint, and small Roman 3, paying him 30,000 Kenya shillings to induce him to withdraw, redacted, to record a false video stating that the ICC attempted to coach him to give evidence against Mr. Ruto, to sign a blank piece of paper, and to locate, contact, and or corruptly influence other prosecution witnesses committed during the period April to May 2012 to 2014 at a redacted location in Kenya.
The prosecution notes that 2 further suspects for whom arrest warrants have been issued for the same offenses remain at large, and we call upon the Kenyan authorities to take all necessary steps to surrender these 2 suspects to the court without further delay.
That you have explained the nature of the charges to your client, Mr. Gicheru, and his right to make an admission of guilt or plead not guilty to the charges.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Yes, we have fully explained all of his rights, and he intends to go forward with the trial because he maintains his innocence. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Canavas. Mr. Gicheru, can you rise, please? Now, do you understand the nature of the charges read out to you today?
Yes, I do, Madam President.
Do you make an admission of guilt with respect to any of the charges?
Not at all. Madam President, for the record, I plead not guilty. Not guilty.
Respect of all the charges?
Yes.